Remember I told you that the reptilians, the original ones, went underground. Those original ones in the true 100% form are still there. But now they're coming to the surface. Now listen to what will happen. The reptilians are coming through openings in the cave system throughout the world. Most of the national cave systems are being closed down for various reasons. Last Thanksgiving when I was in the Ozarks in Missouri, and I went to see one of their big caves, one of the largest in the country, it was closed due to electrical systems. As far as I know, there are no electrical systems in these caves, but it was the reason they used that it was closed down. Is to prevent people from seeing what's coming up. And all of the fires that are happening in the western United States are covering up openings, especially in Montana and Idaho and those areas, and New Mexico, where the reptilians are coming to the surface, and they want to keep people away. That's one of the reasons they raise the gas prices so high, so people won't travel so much, and they'll be off the road. But it gets better than that, because they will plan for civil disruptions across the United States after they crash the stock market. They will have people going berserk, rioting, looting, chaos. They will tell you that the civil defenses, military, cannot handle the situation because it's too widespread. And so the President of the United States will ask the UN to bring their troops into the United States and patrol the streets and get back civil order. You already have a foreign troop occupying this country now. They've already brought in Canadian troops into the northwestern United States. I will also tell you that in southeastern Canada, they have German troops and German Air Force planes on the ground waiting for their orders. I personally know people in Canada who have now been assigned to the Air Force bases in northern Ontario and Quebec with German forces. In the Pacific Northwest and in Alaska, they have stationed now Chinese and Russian troops and Air Force. When the civil disobedience becomes out of hand, these forces will invade the United States. It will happen very soon. When they finally occupy the country, which, by the way, they will declare a national emergency officially, and you will have no rights. They will declare that the United States is too large of an area to be controlled from a central location, and so they will defer to the United Nations, who will break the United States into two halves along the Mississippi River. Atlanta will become the capital of the Eastern District, and Denver will become the capital of the Western District. That is why Atlanta and Denver have identical, gigantic airports, and that is why Atlanta and Denver have replicated all governmental agencies from Washington, which have now relocated to both of those cities. In addition, there are 5 concentration camps built now in the US and Canada, each one able to hold 5 million people. There are also 270,000 railroad cars being built in Oregon to hold dissidents and carry them to these concentration camps. Each car able to hold 40 dissidents chained to the wall. The government, U.S. Accounting Office, also requisitioned last year 200 million body bags. I don't know what for, do you? Yeah, but it's a pretty odd number to ask for. That's 2/3 the population of the United States.
And they're housing these reptilians now. There's a treaty that we have to house them in exchange for their technology.
Right. Did he mention anything else about anything he knew about these extraterrestrials? Now, the underground bases, the holes that they were digging, what were they digging these holes for? Was this was to expand military bases, but the extraterrestrials just happened to be already living there, or?
Right. The extraterrestrials happen to be already living there because they've been living on Earth forever. But the deep underground mountain bases originally were for to protect people in case of like Noah's flood or something happening to the surface, like an atomic bomb and a nuclear winter. So originally these deep underground mountain bases were to protect certain people underground so that if the earth became inhabitable on top, they could still live below it.
Right. The only thing I heard that was mentioned in one of his speeches was that there was shackles on these underground systems that he saw in these trains.
Okay.
For people who he believed weren't going along with the New World Order when it would take place, were going to be enslaved. To the best of my knowledge, in one of his videos, that's what he said. And that's just amazing. He had all this information because if you just think about the number of, government officials or civilian workers working for a military or government doing these secret things who aren't telling anybody about what's happening and what's going on. And it's just, really sad how many of us, are naive and don't know what's going on right under our noses here and where our money's going, which would probably explain why gas prices are so high, and that's where the money's going.
Mm-hmm.
So another
let me clarify.
Go ahead.
I would like to clarify about the freight cars because they're actually above ground. They're not below ground, and they're made by Gunderson Freights, which is actually here in Portland. We have the freight cars are being made here in Portland, Oregon. Apparently, one of the employees, got really concerned by what he was seeing. And when you look inside the cars, they have like 122 pairs of shackles inside of them.
Oh, okay.
And he took a photo of it. And because he knew Philip was lecturing all over the nation, he gave Philip the photo and told him about what was going on. Plus, it's kind of local for us because he was from Portland and Woodburn. It's very close. These would be used for the internment camps. So if you go to the New World Order, you're going to have people who don't want it, right? And so they have these internment camps, and these shackled freight cars will take the people to the internment camps.
Oh, that's just chilling to hear things like that our, own government would do that to us.